Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Oceanblock. You might notice a few changes around the islands. First of all, I have started to expand. So as you can see right here, this is one of the little islands that I have created. And I made all of these things in creative mode, and then I brought them over with my copy and paste gadget. You know, it's basking in the overpowered glory. And then I also made this little bridge thing right here because I don't really have a way to actually get grass on my own, so I'm just having to like transfer it over to here. So yeah, what this island's going to be is it's going to be where I'm putting like all of my mystical agriculture stuff, at the very least for now. I may find another place for it later on, but for right now, that's going to be where we're putting that. That one over there though, that's going to be a little bit more special. So that island over there actually has to do with what we're planning on doing today's video, which is what I promised last week. I think it was last week. It was last video. I'm going to be building a mob farm. Now, this isn't going to be an easy feat. It's going to take me a lot of resources because I don't actually have everything I need to be able to get it. You know, I could just make a big structure and all that, you know, have blackness and stuff like that. But, you know, that's not entirely fun, and also, you know, there's a lot more things that we're going to need. First and foremost, you know, a collection system and all that, and a way to store these things. These things that I don't really have. Well, I mean, I have a storage system, but not really a way to transfer them. So the only logical solution is to get all the things that we're going to need first, and then we can start to build the mob farm. All you better prepare for a process. It's going to be a packed video. So first and foremost, the item collection for how we're going to collect the items from the mob drops. We'll be using this absorption hopper from mob grinding utilities, which will allow us to absorb both the items and then also the experience. That way I can pump that out into a tank of some kind. I'm pretty sure I have a fluid tank. Yeah, it can hold 1,000 millibuckets, so I mean, it's definitely going to be able to hold a lot. Now, in order to get these things, it's all a bunch of really simple stuff. I actually have everything I need, with the exception of the Eye of Ender. This is going to be probably the trickiest part of the entire video. So firstly, let's start with the Ender Pearl. In order to get the Ender Pearl, you could obviously kill an Enderman, or you could get an Enderman seeds from, you know, the mystical agricultures and all that, but then that would involve a lot of other things, you know, that's no fun at all. But there is another superior, way better way, the Ender Lily seeds. Now, in order to craft this thing, you need 8 Ender Pearls plus a seed of any kind. Or you can sluice it. It's actually got a pretty decent chance too. Now, I need crushed endstone, which isn't really a problem because in order to get endstone, aside from going to the end, you can actually tempered glass jar it by using lava and then also glowstone. I'm gonna do the 16 one just so that way I get enough for my lava. Alright, I got far more than enough glowstone, so now we just need to go ahead and then make ourselves the end stone. And so then we can go ahead and then put that there, and then holy crap, it's really fast. Huh. Quite impressive, actually. Can I make it again? Or Yep, I can. Neat. That probably used up all my lava, though, so hopefully I get what I'm looking for in one fatal shot. Then after that, we're just going to need to flick this lever and hope that this does work, so that way I can stop this. It does. Good. And then we can go ahead and then throw in the crushed endstone. And none of these things should be in here. So if it does produce the stuff that we're looking for, it will go into this chest and it shouldn't go anywhere. Especially since all these things have like a ridiculously low chance of actually spawning. So yeah, it's gonna take me a good bit of ways. Unless I am very, very lucky. Come on, luck. Don't fail me now. Alright, well, I'll see you all when I either get what I'm looking for or I got draconium dust. Beautiful.
5 minutes later.
Alrighty, well that actually didn't take very long. We now have ourselves the Ender Lily, and we also have a chorus flower in case I ever decide to use that. We can go ahead and put the axes in here for right now. Oh yeah, also, just in case any of you were wondering why I have all like the clusters and stuff like that in here, I hooked up an external storage thing over to the bottom of that thing over there, so that way it's all connected to here without actually using up any of the storage. It's actually really neat. So whenever I'm gonna need the stuff, I can go ahead and just pull them out here, but you know, that's all irrelevant for right now. So now that we have ourselves the Ender Lily, it needs to be grown in either complete darkness on top of endstone or inside of a botany pot with endstone, which I crushed it all. Alrighty, I got the ender lily growing in all of its glory. Oh my goodness. I already got quite a bit of it because I decided to use a full hour to speed it up with my time in a bottle. So, you know, it's a little bit nicer now. And I got the ender pearl, which I need. Also, I had used this teleportation one to teleport around. It's very nice. So now that we have the ender pearl, we are now also going to need to go ahead and get the blaze powder. Now, there is a flame lily, but from what I'm seeing, the only real way I could get it would be to try and find these red barrels in the nether and stuff like that, and then hopefully be able to get it out of there, even though it has like a 2% chance of happening. So yeah, that's not going to be the most ideal option. It seems like another way I could do it would be sluicing crushed netherrack for a 12% chance. And I mean, I could do that as like a last resort, but I feel like that my best bet is honestly just going to need to be to go ahead and then find a blaze.
Are you sure about that?
So what I'm going to do to be able to make this the safest I can, I'm going to get rid of all of my non-essential things. Anything that I don't need to carry on me, I will not have. Now, regrettably, I did end up actually destroying the blaze spawner right here, so this won't work. I need to find a new area. So then, let us sail the high lava seas and see what dangers we can find, as long as those dangers are blazes. These guys have a lot of weird hats on. That guy has the same hat as me. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna need to pay careful attention to my mini-map, just so that way I can know if there's anyone nearby with the ones I'm looking for. I could probably look for similar structures to the one I was just in, actually, see if they have stuff. There is one right up here. That might be a safe place to look. Okay, so let's go ahead and then add a waypoint there, and then we can go ahead. I think that's in the opposite direction. It is. So now we need to head over to here and see if we can find ourselves some blazes. Oh, I just noticed something evil. So when my jetpack, while I was sailing inside of this thing, it registered as it was on. So it was using up power. Oh my gosh, that is bad. That's really bad, actually. Okay, well, it's a good thing that I decided to take my boat then, isn't it? Because that was taking a whole lot of power. So let's see. There's skeletons inside of that little structure, so I can't go into there. Alrighty, we have arrived at the structure. It is really close to a fortress, and I do not... Actually, maybe I should appreciate that a little more, because fortress ones, I might have a better way of dealing with them. Actually, I might want to try my hand at a fortress guy. Okay, so I need to remember where I'm parking my boat, because this could get very ugly otherwise. I don't have that much power, so I'm going to want to fly as little as possible. Let's go ahead and just make our way back up to here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Go down. Go down. Ah! Oh no!
Derp. Derpity derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp derp derp
Oh!
derpity derp derp
Ah!
derp 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 derp
That failed miserably. Okay, well, the good news is I was able to get my boat back, but the bad news is that the thing I need is underneath the lava, so I can't actually get that just yet. So I'm gonna need to, like, get some things to be able to remove the lava in order to be able to get that. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the blaze powder and stuff like that off screen. I will see you all when that's done.
One eternity later.
Alrighty, the time has finally come. I finally got the blaze powder that I needed. I decided to try sluicing it, and I had way better luck with that. Oh my gosh, am I glad I did that. So now with all of that, we now have ourselves the absorption hopper. There we go. So after that, we're just going to need to give ourselves the storage system, and we're going to be doing that with modular storage. Since I already have one of the modular storage cards, I have the tier 2 card, I'm just going to need to make a tier 3 one just so that way it has a lot more space in it. So in order to get the tier 3, we're just going to need some gold nuggets, which are very easy to get, and then we're also going to need to go ahead and grab ourselves one of these lapis things right here, so that way we can go ahead and then convert that into lapis. Alrighty, we just need to convert all those into the lapis, and then we got ourselves the dyes, and then we should have everything we need for the machine frame. There we go, and then we're just going to need to give ourselves a chest. With all that done, we now have ourselves the modular storage. There we go. And then for the tier 3 one, we're just going to need a bunch of blocks. I only need 2 blocks for this, I need a lot more gold. That'll be fine. And then I'm gonna need another chest. Okay, so I need to go ahead and get more wood. And then I'm also going to need... Wait a minute, I don't need more wood. Because if I remember correctly, in this other bag that I had inside of this bag, there should be a bunch of spruce. Yeah, boy. Alrighty, and now we should have everything for the tier 3 modular storage. There we go. So now we should have everything we're going to need. We're also going to need to grab ourselves our tanks that we store with fluid XP. And then after that, we're just going to need to build the structure. Nope, wait, I was wrong. There were other things that I wanted to do because I needed this thing right here called the entity conveyor belt. So I'm only going to need just a few of those things. And then I'm also going to need this mob fan right here, which takes a block of redstone. I don't want to do too many of these things, and the reason I'm doing it like this will be revealed in a little while. Then let's go ahead and make ourselves 2 of these mob fans, and now we should have everything. So now we're just going to need ourselves a lot of wood. So now then, I guess we can go ahead and then start building. So the reason why there's no bridge over to this island, even though this is going to be where we're setting everything up, is so that way in case anything goes wrong, this will be where everything is. So then I'm just going to need to place down some temporary ones right down here so that way we can get the basic structure going, and then I can just go around it all the way around. So then after that, we're just going to need to start building up with this thing just so that way we can get ourselves to an adequate height. It really doesn't matter all that much since I'm already about 20 blocks away from my base, but you know, just to be safe, we want it to be a little bit tall. And just like that, I have already used up all the blocks I was going to need. Gosh dang it. Well, I guess we're gonna be mixed matching woods. Yay, it's gonna be ugly. Alrighty, so I got myself some more wood. So after that layer, we've gone up to this one. So I guess this is gonna be where we can go ahead and put the rest of the platform. So from here on out, we're going to need to put this out by a little good bit. I don't want this thing to be here. Go ahead and then push things out just like this. There we go. I think that might actually be a little bit too far, actually, so let's go ahead and trim this back a little bit. Then after that, we're just going to need to make some little bulbs, ultimately ending up looking something like this to where it's got a little bit of a 3 area, and then the walls will end up going up by 3. So it's in these points right here that is going to be where the mobs will end up actually spawning. So then after that, we're going to need to put down these conveyor belts in specific locations, probably right here. So that way, I don't know like how much it pushes you. Like, does it just push you over to the next block? Okay, it does just push you over to the next block. So that'll keep them from going. And then they'll all probably just like keep cramming here until they end up getting pushed back. Okay, that's... Oh! I need to refuel my jetpack. Anyways, as I was like trying to say is like the entities would just keep getting crammed in here because they wouldn't be able to get back over to here. So then they'll all just, you know, keep getting over here until some of them will end up starting to get pushed into that point. There we go. That's actually really nice. Then we can go ahead and then use the other 3 of these right here so that way we can get the same effect onto this side. So then after that, we're just going to want to build up this wall except for right here, where we will go ahead and then put ourselves the mob fans. Now, I want to show the area just so that way I know what I'm working with. It does indeed go into the proper placement. Okay, you can actually upgrade these things, and the upgrades are pretty decent, but I didn't have time for those. At least I don't think I do. Plus, the only one that I really need at this stage would be for the mob fan height. And yeah, I need feathers, which I don't have feathers, so... yeah, I mean, I'll probably use those eventually, but for right now, though, this should work out just fine. Especially since this is only a temporary mob farm, I will make a much better one in the distant future. So then we're just going to need to build the wall up by, I think, just 1 more, and then we can go ahead and then start sealing in the top. And the reason why I extended it by 1 more is because I noticed that I wasn't tall enough for Endermen to spawn in, and... actually, I'm not even sure I need Endermen, but you know what, at the very least, it'll be good to have them around just in case. So then we're just going to need to go ahead and then finish up. Now, I am going to want to put torches in here because I don't want things spawning in just yet. And it is turning nighttime, so things are beginning to get dark because I don't actually have my killing mechanism up yet. So now that we have all of that done, there's just one last thing that we need. The killing mechanism. In order to kill these things automatically, we're going to need these things right here called the iron spikes. I don't know how much iron I actually have, but I don't think it's enough. Okay, well, I have 1 iron spike. I need 4 of them. So, I mean, that should be good for now. So then, yeah, we're just gonna need to smelt a buttload of iron. I will see you all when that is done. Actually, you know what? I can show you all the crafting recipe right now. It's just 3 iron swords and an iron block and then 3 iron. Not very particularly hard. It's just gonna take me a little bit. So I'll see you all when that's done.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alrighty, I got myself the spikes. So now I just need to place these things all inside of here. That is not the direction they're supposed to be facing. Oh, wait, I can go further. Oh, I forgot I can do that. Come on. Yes, there we go. Oh, my goodness. Finally. There we go. So now we've got that thing into place. There we go. That almost killed me. I need to nom nom on some things. So then now that that's done, we can go ahead and just set up our modular storage right here. So that way we can go ahead and get everything set up nice and proper. We want to put that in there and then lock it. And this should hold a crap ton of space. There's a tier 4, which would hold a lot more, but this one will work just fine. After that, we're just gonna want to put an absorption hopper and then have our down be on item, then our up be on fluid, because it's really not that difficult. And then we'll want to show the area. I mean, that should be adequate. It's just gonna need to move a bit further this way. I don't know if that was the right direction. It was! Okay, great, there we go. So now anything that is dropped within this circle will end up into this hopper, and then subsequently into this thing. Except for fluids, which will end up into here. So now all the fluid XP will go into there. So basically, I will now have an XP farm. So now we'll just have one last thing to do, which will be to put down the levers on each of these and then turn them on. So that way this should be functional now. So then after that, I'm just going to need to get rid of the torches, which means I should probably turn this off so it doesn't blow me to death. There we go, it should be on. We will know once we start seeing mobs spawn over here, because I do need to be farther away from it. So yeah, I can't really be close to this thing once it's going off. But yeah, if everything goes well, this is the mob farm, everybody. I think it looks nice. I mean, you know, it's a bit rudimentary. I would rather I'd used, like, the cursed earth and stuff like that to be able to get this thing to work, but, I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, I think I'll be able to make this work. So now, we just need to wait for mobs to spawn.
2,000 years later.
Okay, this is taking a while. I even moved the thing further away just in case that it was a little bit too close, and even when I've been standing far away, I've been gone for quite a while. This thing still hasn't really spawned any mobs, and I know this for a fact because there is nothing. Not whatsoever. Anything. Nada. So, I'm wondering if you can't actually spawn mobs like this, or maybe it's just because, like, you know, they're just, like, really rare or something. Now, I mean, there are ways to artificially create mobs spawning. Like, there's the Blessed Earth right here, which you could make, which would allow you to spawn passive mobs. And then there's the Cursed Earth right here, which would allow you to spawn, you know, hostile mobs. This is the one I would have made, and I would have used this to make it a lot easier, except I would need a Wither Rose, and then those things are, like, ridiculously hard to come by. The only way you can get them is with, like, a 9.2 chance with a plastic crate, which you can only find in the Nether. And Lord knows I ain't going back to the Nether. But there is an alternative option, but I don't know if I want to do it. The third and final option is Blessed Earth. By its name combination, it is a combination of Blessed Earth and Cursed Earth, which allows you to have both kinds of mobs spawning. You'll spawn any and all types of mods on top of that earth. So I could do it, but I'm not sure if I want to, because with all the different kinds, it could be very, very bad. And I mean, I definitely won't be sorting out my items now. I'll definitely be doing it in between episodes. So having all that sorting at once, not sure I want to do that. Yeah, but at this rate, I may end up having to. And I mean, it's not particularly hard to get. I just need a stick, iron, and then a diamond, and then a bunch of dirt. So Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Alright, give me a second to gather up that stuff. You know what? I'm actually pretty sure that the only thing I really needed to get was the diamond and then some dirt. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh, wait a minute. I think that's going to... Oh, it works like an unstable ingot. You only have a limited amount of time before you can use it. I guess I can work with that. That's not too bad. So then now with that we have this blurst earth, we can go ahead and then modify this thing a little bit. So then I guess behind each of these points right here, I can go ahead and then put the blurst. Okay, there we go. We got all the blurst put down. So then now it should be working. At the very least, it should spawn mobs. Now there's only one thing that can really go wrong with this whole thing, and that's if a creeper ends up blowing it itself up. Otherwise, this whole thing should work, and I'm going to put these last two ones right here just for good measure. So then after that, we really will just need to wait. If that doesn't work, then we're already having a whole lot of other problems here that I need to work out. So yeah, there's my mob farm done. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, so we'll see what happens. Alrighty, Future Cookie here. I'm sorry if I have to talk really quietly, but it's the middle of the night and my family is currently asleep. So I wanted to give you all a little thing that I wasn't able to show in the initial recording because it took me so long to get it, but the mob farm does indeed work. It's very nice. I gotta be honest, I was really afraid that this wasn't going to end up working, and it does look like that it doesn't actually accumulate XP, so I'll have to tweak with it a little bit at some point in the future, but for the moment, currently, it does work for both passive and aggressive mobs. So far, there's a cow in there. Not sure what that guy's about, but hey, he's there. And clearly there have been other things because we have ourselves some rotten flesh, some bones, and all stuff like that. And we even got ourselves some inferior. So yeah, it's very nice stuff. This thing works. And yeah, back to the past, or present for you guys, I guess. I don't know if my spawner is going to end up working or not, so I'll definitely look to the future to see if that works. But for right now, we can really just collect all of our achievements and... Ooh! We got quite a few stuff, and we even got more wands. I really don't need these wands. Either way, though, I do have some news that I'm going to need to share with you all. So, I can't really talk too much about it right now because I haven't really wrote the script for how I want to say these things, but basically, I'm not going to be posting for a little while, and there's going to be some more specifics on that in another video, so if you want to know more about that, be sure to go check it out. Otherwise, you can all wait for me patiently for my grand return, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!